Who scored the most points? What are the current transfer trends? What fixtures do we need to target? This is the FPL Kneejerk, where we react to the most recent game week. Game week 1 saw Man United become the Red Devils for FPL managers back in Fulham, winning 1-0. But Smith Rowe made his first start and is ready for the next when Fulham have very sexy fixtures upcoming. Liverpool have already shown us that it may be worth spinning the Arne slot machine, with Salah, Jota and Trent scoring all of the FPL points already. Arsenal are still Arsenal, winning with a clean sheet. Saka and Havertz also going big with a goal and assist each. Everton are still Everton, with the biggest loss of the week, Sean Dyche origin, just like Barco owners, as he didn't even start for Brighton. Newcastle will surely be very happy, somehow still winning with just 10 men after an early Shah red card, which also didn't help Isak, who didn't even take a single shot. But thankfully, he did still get an assist, so it wasn't the biggest of the big boy unluckies with the first captain blank of the season. He got points with hey. Chris Wood is still the best striker in the entire world, still scoring goals in the big 2024, with Forest almost winning, but losing their clean sheet in just the last 5 minutes, because that is what FPL is all about. West Ham and Villa showed us it is possible for a game to have all of the goals, but not a single one of them be relevant to FPL, with all 6 players involved being less than 2% owned. A Tony-less Brentford beat Palace, but Palace is supposed to be the best team in the world. What's happening there? And Eze was robbed of a goal and an assist from typical Premier League referee decisions. Boy, we did not miss these. And Haaland may be worth that 15 million price tag as he gets his first goal and is ready to slap Ipswich silly next week. The team of the week is not me, but it is currently on 116 points, featuring familiar faces such as Salah, Saka, Trent and Havertz, but also unfamiliar faces such as the GOAT Joe Linton, Danny Welbeck and Veltman. Spoiler alert, not every player that scored big this week are actually good options in FPL, but if you want to be a cheeky scrub and waste some of your transfers on some of these players, then be my guest. It will just help me do better. Thank you. Salah was also the game week's top point scorer with 14 points, so I bet FPL managers who backed him over Haaland are celebrating with 14 pints. The most popular transfers so far are these, with Man United's Mazraoui by far being the talk of the town, being transferred in more than double the amount of any other player. The top transfers in are always the players that scored the big boy points playing for the big boy teams, especially in Game Week 1, so no doubt why it's filled with Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool players who not only all just won, but all won with a clean sheet too. Mazraoui at 4.5 million though could actually be a steal, so I actually like that transfer, as most of us also weren't looking at him for Game Week 1, not thinking he would start because he's only just joined, but he's in straight away, and he could be in your FPL team straight away too. And the likes of Havertz and Jota can match the big boy premiums in terms of points, but without the big boy premium price tag. They are amazing players you could transfer in. I still personally wouldn't suggest or make any transfers just for Game Week 2, unless a player gets injured midweek or something, but all of these are certainly not bad options for your team at all. For the transfers out, as always after Game Week 1, we have the expensive boys who blanked. Simple as that. Man City's Rodrigo is actually the most transferred out player, who was a proper casual pick to begin with, so no doubt the proper casuals didn't even know he was injured before Game Week 1, so that's why all of them are transferring him out after the season started. Watkins was always a minute's risk going into Game Week 1, having no preseason with Villa after being at the Euros, but with him playing Arsenal next, no wonder people are getting cold feet if you didn't know that, with the likes of Havertz also being cheaper and scoring all of the points last week. If you have Watkins, I would say he's a keeper. He's a keeper long term, especially after Arsenal. He plays Leicester, then Everton, then Wolves, then Ipswich. You need him for that. But this is FPL, and this is what people do. FPL knee-jerking at his finest, transferring out a really good player in Watkins. These FPL knee-jerkers do not hold back. Hey, somebody should make a series about that, because that would be really interesting to see what the knee-jerk reactions and decisions and everything's doing. That would be cool. Trippier and Tony also didn't get a single minute in Game Week 1, with both of them also having rumours of moving to a different club, so I can see why FPL clubs also want to transfer them out. As if they're not playing, that's not good anyway, but for their price, definitely not good at all. Overall though, I would actually only say Watkins out is the only dodgy knee-jerk transfer out so far, and most FPL managers actually seem to have a better transfer policy than Chelsea, but to be fair, right now, that's not hard to beat, is it? Game Week 2 will see some very favourable fixtures, with Fulham playing Leicester, Man City playing Ipswich, Spurs playing Everton, and Liverpool vs Brentford, so I'd expect those games to have all of the points, and expect players from those teams to also be in the Kneejerk next week, as those are the sexiest fixtures to target. It will be interesting to see if all of the casuals Kneejerk out the likes of Arsenal and Villa players if they don't score any points against each other because they're playing against each other, but we will have to wait till next week to see that. Haaland will definitely be the most popular captain in Game Week 2, but I wouldn't expect many people to take hits or try and get him in if they don't already have them, otherwise you're just the world's biggest cheeky scrub. But unless you had like 3 brain cells and you picked Palmer as your only premium, that's the only reason I would say that you would need to Kneejerk Haaland in if you didn't have him in. But if you did that and you only had Palmer as your only premium, don't get Haaland in, just delete FPL. FPL is not for you. But that's going to be all for the Game Week 2 Kneejerk. Let me know your Kneejerk reactions and what are you planning for the next game week. Thanks for watching, and also remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.